the first thing is that MSU has been given some of those, yes, but they've also earned them. And the first thing I would say is that Wada Cruzado's done a fabulous job. And there should not be any personal animosity toward her for doing an outstanding job. The way the Montana University system is set up is that we have two flagships. And they're universities by virtue of the fact that they don't just have undergraduate programs. We have a law school, we have a pharmacy school, physical therapy, social work, clinical psychology, an outstanding business school. So that's a university. And MSU is the same. They have the architectural school, agriculture, engineering, all those kinds of things. And so it's always been a competition between the two campuses for resources, for money. So when the legislature gives us, let's say, $500 million, which we'd love to have, they give us less than that, but we'd love to have that. And then the regents go about dividing that up between the campuses. That's where, when one campus outcompetes the other one, and this situation has been reversed in the past where UM had a distinct advantage. That's where the Board of Regents has to come in and make sure that the university system as a whole grows and that it thrives. That we don't get one campus dominating and essentially thriving itself, but to the detriment of the whole system. And that's what's happening now. 12 of our 14 campuses in the system have lost enrollment or are losing money. That's not success.
Okay, so in what way can the Board of Regents change their the way of doing things to make it more equitable?
Well, not just to make it more equitable, but to make sure everyone thrives. And one of the first things they can do, as the email says, is end the intense battle for in-state students, this enrollment battle that everyone seems to be caught up in. Wada Cruzado was very shrewd. Right in the middle of the sexual assault cover-up at UM, which was our fault and part of our problem, she doubled her budget for recruiting in-state students. I mean, it was a masterstroke, and that was the beginning of the huge advantage that MSU now enjoys in enrollment. And 3/4 of the money on these campuses comes from tuition. So when you get students, you get more money. It's that simple. So the Board of Regents needs to end that and make sure that students are enrolled to or recruited to enroll in the university system and choose a campus based on its merits, not just based on the fact that they get 10 more mailers from one campus than the other. So that would be one thing. The other thing is to make sure that there's not a lot of overlap and detrimental competition between programs. So in other words, if UM has a really good business school or accounting program or something like that, that MSU doesn't decide, well, let's beat them in that too. And that, you might say that competition like that is good, and to some extent it may be, but when it goes too far, we start wasting money. There's overlap in programs, and we start wasting a lot of money, and the bigger university in the end is going to win. So that hollows out the other campuses, so to speak, in terms of their academic programs.
Okay, so whom do you think is the best person to address this? Is it the governor? Is it Dr. Christian? Who are you appealing to?
Well, I'm appealing to basically all of those people. I mean, the governor, we need leadership from the governor. Obviously, he isn't going to make that policy. That's up to the Board of Regents. But we need his leadership. We need some guidance from him. We need him to step in here and say, look, folks, we need a successful university system, not just one campus. And direct the Board of Regents and Commissioner Christian to straighten out some of these policies and make sure that we lift all boats.